All right, here we are again. We're recording outside. Welcome back to Anyway So / Touching Grass. I really think I'm just gonna change the name. How are we, guys? I'm in Astoria Park right now. I'm under the train tracks on a bridge. Oh, there's just a hanging wire. That makes me uncomfortable. Anyway, this is where we are, dude. We're still doing this outside experiment. Welcome back if you're brand new. This is my podcast. My name's Dylan Palladino. I'm a comedian in New York City, and I like recording outside. I like touching grass. I like just getting back out there. We got the backdrop of some kind of graffiti here. I hope it's not some weird right-wing dog whistle that I'm unsure about, because you never know. But I got new recording equipment, dude. Check this out. It's got four little soundboard things. Look at this. So that might be in there. And then applause. I mean, hey, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really happy to be here. Kind of just sounds like water running, as well. And then we got this weird, funky little. Okay. Crazy. Just crazy to have that. You already know I'm going to put sound effects on there. There's only 4, though. And I did sound effects on my old one. And, God, I had a lot of fun with it. So, that might be changing. You guys might hear some ambient noise. We got the ferry driving by. Is it called driving if you're on the water? Yeah, it is. We got the ferry driving by. These are train tracks, not for the subway. I think it's for some kind of freight, so you'll hear that every now and then. Yeah, I'm watching a dog take a shit. That's cool. And he's really trying to get it out. He needs more fiber in his diet. And you know, it's nice and windy. It's a crisp fall day. Not this episode, but next one. I think we're going to talk about how to have a successful fall. Because we did how to have a summer, and I'm thinking a lot about fall and how to have a good fall. But today, we got about 30 minutes before I have to get out of here. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, maybe about 40. I like keeping it short every now and then for you guys. You know, we talk about this. Sometimes the episodes are long. Sometimes we keep them real short because you never want to know what's going to happen. We got some calls, 347-566-9741. Call the hotline. Talk to us about something cringe. I've been putting those posters up around New York City. Guerrilla marketing. Ask for advice. I'll change your life. I promise I will. Or tell us a cute little story. You know, whatever you want. Do some of that. Before we get into that, though, let's talk about my week a little bit. I got my motorcycle license. That's great. I got it on Friday. Really happy about that. Proud of myself. Clap it up for me. Got my motorcycle license. Really proud of myself for doing that. I was supposed to take a ride up the Bear Mountain today, but I woke up late because I was at a party last night, and I had 4 beers, which for me is a lot. I didn't even wake up drunk, but I still took Advil and a bunch of shit before bed because you just have to preempt it. You never know when the hangover is going to strike in your 30s. Sometimes you drink a lot and you feel fine. Other times you have one cocktail and then immediately you're just like, okay, well, I feel like shit now. Drinking my second cup, Bodega coffee. There is a tent with someone living there about 20 feet from me. So that's nice. I almost went and asked him to borrow his chair, because instead I'm sitting on a rock. There was a rock about, because this show is all about perseverance. And being out, it's just about figuring it out, because you never know what's going to be. I was going to go to a different park, and then I said, I don't have time. I have to record an audition today that is 3 lines. So who knows what's going to happen with that. And so I was walking around trying to find out where to sit, and then I found a rock and I rolled it over here like an old caveman. But that's I'm really getting in touch with my roots. Just on the fly, figuring it out, hunting and gathering the rock, figuring out a place to sit, putting down my coffee, putting down my other drink, from this company that sent it to me that I'm not going to lie, don't really know if I like it or not, but I'm not going to talk shit about it yet, but we'll see. I'll give it a couple more sips, a couple more drinks. Because it really is just some of these drink companies are like, we're all just like making juice for adults and then trying to advertise it as it being kind of healthy for you. But it's just juice, dude. You're just giving kids some orange juice and dressing it up in a can with a bunch of made up benefits in it. Because if they're putting shit in it, they're putting the bare minimum. Enough to where I really don't think it does anything. And that's not to say if someone wants to pay me to have a drink on the show, I will have it. Unless it's an energy drink. That shit, that'll make you really go off the rails very fast. I had that Lucky Energy drink on the show once, and I was like, I can't do that on the show anymore. I was losing my mind. It's too much. But if they send me a bunch of it, I'm gonna be pitching it. All right, I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to make money. You already know. Oh, a little cute dog is getting yelled at by his owner. So, how was my week besides that? With one of the listeners, we went to a really good Korean spot. That was fire. Talked about his screenplay, which that was fun. Felt very professional. And it was a good dinner, dude. Every now and then, nice to go to a fancy restaurant and get a good dinner. And, but it's really good. But then you also are like going to 7th Street Burger, even though that place isn't even that good. Getting a burger is always kind of like top notch. I mean, the meal was really, really, but just the people that are there and sometimes the pomp and circumstance to it, I'm like, I'd rather you treat me like the Chinese guy from the restaurant where he like doesn't. I don't know. It's strange. I don't know how but it was good. Yeah, I know he's listening. Good, great. I mean, great. Honestly, very, very good food. But sometimes when the places take themselves too seriously, they try to sell us this like bottle of beer that was $36, and they're like, it's made in this all these buzzwords, like it's made in this old-fashioned way with, they only picked the best grain, and then they make it in, whenever they love to sell alcohol that's made like another alcohol. They'll be like, well, this beer is actually made and it's fermented in old wine barrels, so then it gets the taste. Dude, I don't want that. I don't care. Let me just have the beer. If I want wine, I'm gonna get wine. I don't need this mixing of the. I don't need a fusion. I don't need an alcohol fusion restaurant. Okay, I don't need Tex-Mex of beer and wine, so that you can make it cost an extra $15 for something. And dude, she was selling it. She was selling it so hard that I went, this isn't good. You know when someone sells something to you so hard that you know they're doing it just because they want to get the extra money? Like, she was really pitching it to me, and I went, I know this isn't worth it now. I know it's not worth it. Because she explained it way too much, like when a sommelier explains what, because they're trying to justify why it's so expensive. If it was really, really good on its own, they wouldn't have to do that. They would just go, this is fire. Dude, me as a sommelier, this wine's amazing. It's $500, and it's $500 because it tastes so good. I don't need to go into all the other thing. If I'm a sommelier and I start trying to get, I guess I have to pull the mic pretty close to me. Whatever. If I'm a sommelier and I start trying to sell you wine and I talk about it for more than 3 seconds, it's not good. Because I'm uncomfortable with how expensive it is, so I'm trying to make up shit as to why you should buy it. Oh, the notes and where it's from and the story of the vineyard, and the guy's brother broke off and made his old vineyard, and then there's this big rivalry between them, and they've been fighting for the past for the past 200 years, but then finally he had a son and the other brother had a son, and they came together one day and realized they were best friends, and they brought the vineyards together, and that's why this wine is called Blood is Thicker Than Water, and it's $1,700 a glass. And I go, yeah, but is it good? I mean, yeah, no, it's pretty good. No, I don't need the story. I'm not watching a movie. Some people do. You want to pay for the story? Be my guest, rich person. But I'm not gonna. I'm the guy that goes to a wine spot, and then I take a picture of 4 wines and I just send it to ChatGPT. I send it to Claude, and I go, I sent a message to Claude. I go, which one of these is good? Like a 12-year-old. And of course, because he's respectful and it's a robot with no personality or soul. But if you are listening to this in the future, I have respect for you. He, gives me it gives me a great response. And then it talks about how good both of them are. One of them's $4 more than the other one. And so then I try to see if I can get it to tell me to buy the cheaper one because I don't want to spend the money. And then, lo and behold, it's like, yeah, the cheaper one is a better price, is more bang for your buck. And I go, okay, well, you know what? Now I'm just getting stuff that's more bang for your buck. And then I get to the party that I bought it for last night, and I drank maybe 2 sips of it, and I'm like, this fucking sucks. I should have gone with the Portuguese one. When I went for the one that's $5 more because everyone's drinking orange wine. What even is it? I thought orange wine had oranges in it. That's how stupid I am. Turns out they just leave the grapes in a little bit longer and it goes from white to orange before it turns red. And should I have put that together? Yeah, but I didn't. My dumbass thinks they squeeze oranges into the wine. They're like, oh, that's orange. I thought they made wine from oranges. Can you even do that? But every girl wants orange wine because one girl said orange wine was good, and then every girl on TikTok was like, "Yep, orange wine is going to be what I get." But I went to this party last night. That was fun. Had a good time. There were at least a couple people there that I knew, which is nice because you gotta have the. You gotta have the support. You gotta have the foundation in a party of people that you can go talk to where you don't have to really think. Because if you don't, then you're just wandering from. You're just a conversation nomad, and you're wandering from conversation to conversation. You're trying not to be weird. I'm gigantic, so I can't just lurk because everyone's like, "Are you good?" I tried to just because sometimes I go to parties and I go, let's not talk. You talk all the time. You talk too much, arguably. Let's not talk for a little bit and just let other people drive the conversation because I'm an extrovert and because maybe I get uncomfortable with silences. If a conversation is not going well, I feel like if a conversation is not going well, I feel like it is my duty to make it good. It feels like a reflection on me if the conversation is not going well, even if there's 4 other people in the group. I go, man, I'm really fucking this up, and everyone is noticing, and they're gonna make a Reddit post about it. And is that egotistical? Absolutely. And am I okay with that? Oh, 100%. But I'm just explaining how I think when I'm in any kind of conversation. And, so I walked up to a group, because also, it's so weird to, enter a conversation at a party without being like, hey guys, you mind if I slip in here? I think I know that guy, whatever. It's very that's a skill that I do not have. I cannot tactfully enter the conversation. I'm tripping in hey, you want to know something dumb about me? Hey, wait, anyway, hi, I'm Dylan, nice to meet you. I can't Or I'll be in a conversation and then I'll hear someone else's conversation and I will, from the other conversation, comment on theirs because it's more interesting to me. And then that's the way I can maybe find out how to get in. But I'm not good at it. It's and also the people are thinking, what, does the guy just leave this conversation to talk to someone else? Yes, I did. Because you guys were not that interesting. Sorry. I hate to break it to you. But that wasn't the case. Last night I was just trying to like chill. I tried to just slowly walk into a conversation and just kind of lurk. I'm too big. My face is too scary. My resting face is like I'm gonna like choke you out. Especially with the beard. So I'm just like walking in. And then my friend who's in the conversation, who I was hoping she goes, "What are you doing? You look like such a weirdo." And I go, "Okay, thank you. I was just trying to chill and not talk for a little bit, but all right, my bad." But it's why I love her, because she was right. She called me out and it was pretty funny. But I'm just going between conversation and conversation, and then I do we talked about this before, where I left the convo to go inside and just like take a break. And then you find the best conversations at parties are in the kitchen when you find someone else that's also trying to get away from the party. Those are the best. In the kitchen, on the balcony, somewhere away from the party where you find someone else and you guys can bond about how you don't want to be in the big group at the party. And then you talk about whatever. I mean, it's where all the conversations happen in movies, the good ones. Am I wrong? And does art imitate life? Yes, it does. I'm just saying, like, those are the good. People are walking by and they're watching me talk to the camera, and it makes me feel a little bit weird. But I'm doing this for you guys, and it's nice to be out here. But those are the best. When you splinter off at a party and you meet someone else, that's where you connect. That's where you start talking shit about other people at the party. That's when drama, gossip comes up. That's when you go like, "Yo, who brought those pigs in a blanket? Are you fucking kidding me? Pigs in a blanket to an engagement party? What are we doing?" Yeah. They're like, "You brought Snickers to a housewarming? Who is this guy?" And they go, yeah, well, have you heard about what he did at the last one?" And you go, "Why? No, what happened?" And they go, "Pfft. He swung from a chandelier and smashed a $6,000 glass table." What? And he's still here? They invited him again? Yeah, he knew him. Yeah, he knew him as a kid. And they apparently the guy that owns the apartment saw a dead guy with him when he was 6, and they bonded over it, and he feels like he can't ever not see him. Wow. Okay. $6,000. Whoa. What does he do for a living? Oh, he sells guitars. Yeah, that makes sense. That's how you get the info about you have to get the info about other people at the party, because then it makes it feel like a full event. But you have to splinter off. You got to go to the kitchen. You got to go go into the bathroom. Got to go. That's why I said having cigarettes is so crucial, even though you shouldn't be smoking. It's bad for you, but that was a crucial way to get info and hear about other things at the party. Because if a party is good, there's a story, there's things happening at the party. If it's a boring party, everyone's just talking, they're little groups, they talk about whatever, everyone leaves, there's no climax, it's fine. That was kind of the party last night. But if a party's good, there's enough people, there's some kind of drama happening, there's a story, you don't know what's going to happen, you're watching something unfold, maybe these two people are starting to talk and it's like, maybe they're going to hook up, that's good. That's in the moment it's an enjoyable party. And sometimes you're part of it and you're unaware, but I like to observe other people. Sometimes I like to observe other people at parties, just watch what's going on, just be a, sociologist, anthropologist, just witness humanity. Just witness the animal that is Homo sapiens sapiens. Homo sapiens sapien. And just go, oh, how do they, I'm like David Attenborough, like just watching them, like, oh, the Homo sapiens sapien walks up and talks to another one. It's a ritual. But that's not what he sounds like, right? The Homo sapiens. I can't. Some people can do a good impression of him. I can't. But walks up and there's a ritual of saying something nice about what they're wearing or their hair or one of the drinks that they brought. Do they actually believe it? Mostly not. But it's perfunctorily done as a way of showing deference and kindness. I come in peace. Kind of like when a wolf goes up to another wolf and licks the inside of its mouth. That's what I'm just trying to witness the party, see what's going on, and I couldn't do that last night. Too small of a party. But it was for one of my best friends. And here's another thing I was thinking about last night. Dude, if it's your best friend's party, if you go to a party for one of your close friends, you got to stay till the end. That's what makes you a good friend. You cannot dip out early unless you have a flight in the morning or like you're running a Tough Mudder. Besides that, you got to stay to the end, dude. That's your job as a best friend. You stay to the end. Sometimes you help with clean up, but you're there with them. You're by their side because that means because other people will peace out early, but you're like, nah, dude, I'm making this party good till the end. And I was there. I was one of the last 7-8 people. And that is actually when the party got, because then people have had drinks. It's later. You start opening up, talking about what other stuff. Because a lot of the other conversations, they're very like, and I could talk about anything. We know this. But they're very surface level. I was talking about K-pop dramas, talking about In Singles Inferno on Netflix. I got something to say about everything. And I'm going to have opinions. Even if they're not good, right. I'm still going to have it. I'm going to stick by them. And then we're talking about this K-pop stuff, and then I have a couple opinions on some K-pop shows, and then one of the girls goes, "Oh wow, you watch a lot of K-pop, don't you?" And then I'm like, "No, I'm not that guy." Because then immediately I'm just like, because she was I think she's Korean. I'm not going to assume. She was Jesus Christ, she was Asian. Whatever. I'm not going to assume what she was. I didn't even have the thought, but she knew. But she was like, "Oh, you watch a lot of K-pop stuff," and then I'm as a white guy I want to be like, "No, I'm not that white guy, by the way. Just so you know." But then when you get defensive, it makes you seem like that. It's bad enough that I'm dating an Asian girl right now, and then my friend who's also Asian is like, "Dude, are you that white guy?" And I go, I'm not. Screaming in a park. Anyway, but then the party, we get to the end of the party. People start, they're drinking, having a cig. We're talking about, different. It always ends up. You always end up talking about sex, sexual encounters, craziest place you've had sex, and all these things. And it's getting towards the end of the night. I'm talking too much. I know I'm oversharing because that's what I do because I want to make sure the conversation is fun. Whatever. One of the homeowners is French, and so two of the people there were French, and I left the party and I felt bad. Like I felt like I wasn't like I made a fool out of myself. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I felt dumb, and then I went to sleep and I was like, damn, why do I feel like I was such a dumbass tonight? And then this morning I texted my friend. I go, bro, did I was I like an idiot last night? Did I? And he goes, no, dude. He goes, you're fine. I go, are you sure? I go, I know. And he's like, yeah, man, that's just people from Brooklyn. And I went, damn, it is. But then I thought about it more, and there were some people there from Brooklyn that I fucked with, and it was not. You know what it was? It's French people, and I don't mean this in a shitty way, but French people take everything you say so seriously. And almost everything I say is hyperbolic and a joke. So I'm making jokes about things that happen in sex and making jokes about just anything. And then I realized that we got into more of a serious conversation because they were like, oh, that's not, well, maybe you should express yourself more, or you should, if you don't want to do something in sex, you don't have to do it. Like maybe you can find intimacy like a different way, and like you should try. That's why I think Americans, like when I have sex with Americans, like it's not as good for me as when I fuck French guys, and then immediately I feel like I have to defend all American guys, even though a lot of them are not laying it down well. But then also and I didn't realize it till this morning. I'm like, dude, I'm just goofing. We talked about this last week. It's Goof Town. I'm just goofing around. Most of the shit I say is not serious, but now you're making it serious, so now I have to defend it, and then I have to go into a whole thing about like how I am, and maybe I am a people pleaser, and maybe I should speak up for myself more. But like that's not what we're dude. We're just trying to have a good time. I'm just joking. I'm trying to make you laugh, dude. We don't need to get deep about things. French people don't know how to take shit. I don't think French people understand irony. They're like way too serious, and also all they care about is fucking whatever, dude. I don't have a problem with them, but it was just like I go. Oh, I felt uncomfortable because French people don't know what irony or hyperbole is. I don't know what the deal is. There was just one moment where like I said something and everyone got super quiet, and I went, oh, okay, that was too much. All right, got to think about that for the next month. But good time, good party. Let's listen to some voicemails before I get out of here. Did I write anything else and then I want to talk about before we get into it? Let's see. No, we'll talk about because all this stuff I need service, and since I don't have service, we're not going to address it. But eventually we're going to talk about Will Smith rapping. Yeah. Okay. Let's listen to some voicemails. 347-566-9741. Leave a voicemail. Let's see. Okay. Let's see how loud it is. And these will be answered in the order that they are received.
Hi, Dylan. It's North Carolina again.
How's it going, North Carolina?
Back, not with a complaint this time, but
Great.
with a query for some actual advice.
Okay.
I've lived in my apartment now for about 2 years, and my neighbors are incredibly loud. Loud to the point where they will sit in their cars and play their music with their bass so loud that the art in my house on the walls rattles.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I talk to them, and nothing happens.
You talk to them?
I talked to my leasing company, and nothing happens. And recently I talked to my property manager, and she said, the only thing that I can do is call the police and file a noise complaint, which makes me feel like a narc, and I don't want to do that. I'm not about that. If you have any advice on how to deal with loud-ass neighbors and thin-ass walls, that would be great. I do have noise-canceling headphones. It does help until I'm asleep on a Sunday, and I wake up at 10:30 p.m. to the loudest music in the world. Love the pod. Thanks again. Have a good one.
All right, North Carolina, thank you for calling in again. Sorry to hear about that, dude. Loud neighbors sucks because, you don't want to be a narc. You don't, but hey, here's the reality. Sometimes you got to be a narc because they're being assholes. That's shitty to do. You don't want to have to deal with that. First, I will say, if you're getting, here's the rule. Past 11 p.m., you're an absolute shithead, especially on a school night. If they're 10:30, first of all, why are you going to sleep so early? Good for you, respect. But if you're getting woken up at 10:30, I'm guessing at night, because in the morning also, like, it's 10:30. That's riding the line to where you have to just be like, okay, this is fine. I'm just going to deal with this. And if you guys are watching the YouTube, it's funny. The sun has slowly been pushing into frame, and I think it's going to hit the... There's the train. I wonder what's on there. Bunch of milk and eggs. Some diesel. Petroleum. Copper wires. Maybe some duct tape. Just freight. Anyway. I had a guy that would play drums in my old apartment. And I'm not going to lie, I would watch the clock, and as soon as it hit 11, then I would get angry. I would be saving up the righteous indignation, which we've talked about. And it would hit 11, and I'd go, I'm in the right now. Fuck this guy. So, I don't know where you live. I mean, do you live in the hood, dude? You're talking about them playing music in their cars, which, don't want to say who, sounds like you're living in a specific area where people, I don't know if you're in a cul-de-sac when people are playing that. Could be anyone. I'm not saying who it is, and it's fine, whoever, but I'm just, I need to know the surroundings, what the vibe is like. Is this happening all the time? But it sounds like it's just your neighbors. Dude, you gotta go up to them and first appeal to their humanity. Hey man, I know you like playing music. I totally get it. I have to get up early for work. It's kind of fucking with my sleep. Do you mind just turning it down? Stop playing around like 10:30. I'd really appreciate that. Appeal to the humanity. And then if not, then it's all out war. You can call the cops. The cops can be last resort, but like before that, you got to find something to do that is gonna annoy them. It's gonna piss them off. That's what you have to actually do. It sucks, but that's what you got to do. You got to just be like, well, what can I do to fuck your day up because you're fucking my day up? Because that's how you got to think about it. It's not being a narc. They're fucking your day up. They're fucking your shit up. And you got to put yourself in front of them, North Carolina. God damn it. Yeah, no one's helping. This sucks. You hate being the annoying neighbor, but that's where you live. Trying to get your sleep. And also, is the music even good? Because it sounds to me like the music isn't good. You don't sound to me like a Karen. So his dad is showing off for his son. Pretty cool, though. It was pretty sick what he did. You got to do something to annoy them after you appeal to their humanity. And it's got to turn to all-out war. And then maybe you can call 311 and be like, hey, I want to file a noise complaint. But it's got to be after noise hours. And if they're playing it in... Oh, man. I want to know where you live because, thin walls. You might have to move, bro. Damn. Or you might have to play music louder than them. Or start tap dancing. Learn how to tap dance and then just tap dance whenever. I got to move the camera because I think the sun is getting in it. Let's walk over. I can walk over with my recorder, which is pretty. If you're watching the YouTube, you're seeing this live. Right? Yeah, let's move the camera a tiny bit over. And this is what I'm talking about. Okay, there we go. How's that gonna? That'll be enough for the last couple of minutes. And you guys are hearing this happening live, which pretty cool. If I don't say so myself. We're at 35 minutes. Yeah, you gotta just it's all out war, all right? Call back in. Give us more info. You gotta move, start tap dancing, buy a trumpet or some shit. You figure something out, because that is annoying as fuck. And you're not being a narc. It's where you live. Fuck those people. Let's keep going.
Yeah, so I saw a poster asking if I did anything cringe this week, and I got a pretty good one.
Let's hear it.
I'm a train driver for a living. I drive the trains for local regional transit, not the subway, just a little bit outside the city. Well, this week, I just completely forgot about one of the stations I was supposed to make, blew right past it, had to back up, embarrassing, passengers on the platform looking at me mad. It was bad. But, it happens. We backed up. We got them. We made it to New York just about on time.
Oh,
and life goes on.
Dude.
Bye.
That's awesome. That's so fucking embarrassing. Because you're in a train and you're like, dude. Oh, that's great. I'm so happy you shared that with me. Damn, I didn't even know trains could reverse. Is that a crazy thing to say? I mean, it makes sense, but for some reason, I thought as soon as the train went, there's no reversing. Wow. That is cringe, dude. That's so, you pull past it and everyone's like, wait, and then, backing up a train is so cringe. I don't know why, but everyone's just looking at you like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He missed the stop? Dude, what were you, like, playing? There's someone in the New York City parks. I hope he's not going to stop me. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Sorry, I thought this guy was going to stop me from recording. That's amazing. That's such a good story. Because you think about the people driving the trains and you just go, oh, there's no way they make any mistakes. And this guy probably got distracted, saw a text, scrolling on Instagram, saw a girl like shaking her ass and then completely missed the stop. Wow. Did anyone say anything? Did any of your friends like fuck with you? That's you must have been embarrassed the entire, and that feeling of like in your chest where you fucked up and you're like, oh shit, I gotta. Just the idea of the train going past the station and then slowly, doot, doot, doot. I know it doesn't have that noise, but I just imagine it like the truck, doot, 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 backing up, and everyone's on the platform like, I didn't know trains could reverse. Also, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, that would be amazing to witness. That would be so funny to witness. And sorry, I got weird. Some guy's walking by and just was eyeballing me while I'm talking to the camera. Wouldn't stop. I mean, he looked at me like 3 different times. And he's got a backwards hat on, so I don't trust him. I mean, if you got a backwards hat on, I really don't trust you. I don't know how anything else to say. But if your hat's on backwards, I don't trust you. I don't know what you're up to. It's not good, and your opinions are probably going to be bad. Sorry, it's what I think. Hats are meant to go forward. The brim is supposed to cover your face. If it's on backwards, you're up to no good. And is that a bad opinion? Yeah, and I used to wear a hat backwards, and guess what? I had really bad opinions. And even when I put the hat on, if I take my hat and I put it on backwards, I feel my opinions get worse. I feel the shit coming out of my mouth about to be 1,000 times stupider. You turn the hat backwards, you lose 20 IQ points. I don't know why, but it's science and it's real. It's how it is. Something about it. There's something about it that just makes you want to open a beer bottle with your teeth, and it makes you want to start talking in guy vocal fry, which is the frat bro, like, yo, it's good. And it makes you want to say shit to women that it absolutely dries their pussy up. It makes you want to say shit that is a pussy dryer. Not to get sidetracked. I don't really have much to say. I mean, it's such a good story. I mean, what else? There's got to be more stuff that's happened with the train, because I've always wondered what are you doing in the train, like, between state. I know you're tapped. I know you're locked. You should be locked in, but if you got a long time between stations, are you watching Instagram reels? Are you reading a passage? Are you reading Marcus Aurelius? Are you reading meditations? What are you up to? Because I know I would get distracted. Maybe that's why I'm not a train driver. If that happened to me, I would, just so I didn't feel uncomfortable, put my head out the window and be like, yeah, no, I fucked up. Sorry, guys. Just backing her up. Hey, just someone in the back, like, hey, is there anyone behind me? I'd be like, hey, is there anyone behind me? Sorry. I missed the stop. Sorry about that, guys. Get on the. Hey, sorry about that, guys. I missed the stop real quick. We were driving by someone on the platform, and she had an amazing rack, and I got distracted. Sorry about that. Just lose my job immediately. That's great. That's the kind of shit I want to hear. Wow, I love that. Thanks for calling in, dude. I'll shoot you a text to thank you. How much you know it's at the end of the episode, because we're at 41 minutes, and this was a nice chill ep. Out in nature, enjoying in Astoria Park, under the bridge for the freight train, watching that wire just go back and forth, and wondering if it's live or not, and having a good time. Be sure to call in, guys. Be sure to update us if you've sent in stuff for advice, and we will talk to you next week. And if you have any suggestions about places to record in New York City that are out in public, I don't know. Maybe I'll take those. Maybe I won't. Who knows? But remember to like. Okay, this is crazy. This guy that I saw 20 minutes ago is back again. Okay, so he's going for a lap around the park. Good for you, dude. Get after it. Remember to like the show. Remember to rate it on Spotify and or Apple Podcasts. Share it with a friend and sub to the YouTube, bro. Okay, do all that stuff. Help us grow so we can get sponsorships that aren't just this company that is watered down juice. I will still drink it and I'll still have it on the show. But anyway, have a good week. Love you all. Talk to you soon. Bye.